Shalom. Giving all praises to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachahakwarash, and double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders at Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations as always to the elect. And I wanted to do a response to this video uploaded by, the beloved brother, Shalom, here at GMS Watchman. Subscribe and be edified. The title of the video, as you can see here, CNN just uploaded another video about the MOTB. You're going to be given an ultimatum very soon. All right, and let's go ahead and play the video and get a few scriptures, and hopefully you brothers and sisters are edified as the vision, that our forefather, our beloved brother, one of the pillar of the churches, Yahweh Shai's best friend, his favorite disciple, the Most High's favorite disciple was Peter, but Yahweh Shai's favorite disciple and dearest friend, was John the Revelator, who wrote the book of John, the Epistle of John, the Gospel of John, and he wrote, the Epistles of John, and he also wrote the book of Revelation. He was the last disciple, to ultimately be alive, of the 12, and ultimately he received the vision on the Isle of Patmos, which ultimately foretold everything that we would be going through here in these times before it happened. And within that vision, he received, understanding and a vision of a particular mark, that will be implemented, that would take over the system of buying and selling, but as we know it's more, about control, buying and selling will be the way that they ultimately guide the sheep or sheeple into that system, because people, love buying and selling. We see the dollar is getting ready to be collapsed. But also we know that they're going to store medical records, on this device, and it will be a means of tracking, tracing, and the new system that they want that will have a social credit score, will be tied to this, as they're going to build a digital hub, which is pretty much the modern day Tower of Babel, as we always go into. So let's play this and hopefully get edified.
On the surface, wearable tech seems like it's all about gadgets and gimmicks, but could it actually offer us a lot more?
It should connect us to what's around us, to our surroundings, to our environment.
Professor Steve Mann should know. He's been called the father of wearable computing.
So, for example, if a wearable tech disconnects you from your world, like you put something on in your living room and it cuts you off from the real world.
Right now I can't see anything but my virtual world, which can feel a bit unnerving.
What we need is what we call XR, which is extended reality. And extended reality actually allows us to not only connect to the world around us, but to connect to all of it, even parts that are otherwise invisible.
Whoa, let's take a step back for a second. What exactly is wearable technology? In the modern sense, most experts accept that a wearable is a piece of technology intended to be worn on the human body. That tech is electronic, has a sensor to collect data, and is equipped with computing capabilities. It needs to be a connected device for it to feed that data to another source. Most importantly, the wearable needs to integrate into the user's normal life. Its primary goal is to enhance the user's experience, whether it's by providing convenience, monitoring health and fitness, offering augmented reality experiences, or enabling communication and assistance on the go. So it's all about function. But if you're like me, you'd also like them to be, well, a bit stylish. And I'll be wearing these, which can make calls, play music, take some photos as well. Bye. Come on out. Gotta get our steps in. And my sneakers aren't just to complete the look, they track the details of my run and send this info to an app on my phone. But how about a wearable that you don't wear at all?
All right, let's get some candies then.
Great,
Swedish salty candies.
But the real magic is how you're going to pay for it.
We hope so.
Okay.
Let's see. Hi there. We'll play.
Here's the moment. Authorizing.
Approved.
Heck, it works.
Tack så mycket.
Joaquin is one of thousands of Swedes who have had microchips implanted underneath their skin.
Does this make you a biohacker?
I suppose, in one
Transhuman?
way.
Cyborg?
Terminator. Yeah, you could call it whatever, but I mean, aren't we all?
Wait, what does he mean by that?
I mean, when you walk around downtown, you track your steps, don't you? Mm-hmm. Yeah?
Always.
So you're a biohacker yourself because you want to improve yourself.
The chip you have under your skin is for payments. Do you see the use case for implantable, wearable technology changing and going to healthcare and other?
I think that's where it's going to pick up. So like right now, you measure stuff with your smartwatch, right? Let's say you have it inside your body instead, and automatically get that feed into your phone. And it's when there's an alert, it gets transmitted to your doctor.
From health monitors to jetpacks, the potential is endless.
Shalom. Giving all praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Awashai Bahashem.
All right, so make sure you subscribe to that brother's page to hear the video. And as the elder brother Barak Gabar says here, GMS rebuke the tempter, give them warning from me. All right, and again, we have been warning about this technology. All right, we have been crying, you know, starting with our apostles and elders, which, you know, a lot of Israelites say, well, why do y'all focus on the MOTB so much? You know, what about the love of Jesus? Well, the testimony of Yahushua is the spirit of prophecy. So going into this actually is exalting the names of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. All right, you know, because the power, you know, through the Holy Spirit, we've been able to have insight to link the things that were foresaid to what we are seeing happen right before our very eyes. This is Hezron K93, Ezekiel 33 and 33. And when this cometh to pass, and lo, it will come, then they shall know that a prophet have been among them. All right. And these things are coming to pass. And as this world gets more and more chaotic, all right, as things spiral out of control, they will be implementing a system, all right, of control, all right, out of the chaos, all right. And of course, we know that John the Revelator saw that system, all right, take over buying and selling, which now we see that that's going to be a digital system. This is the book of Revelation 13, okay, and 16. Now we see 15. You know, we always go into how he would have power to give life to the image of the beast, right? You know, he's revived ancient Rome. This is nothing but a technological Rome, and we see it, and we see that their new way to control and to draw people in, all right, is going to be that technology. Again, they're building a digital Tower of Babel that you will have to link yourself to, all right, in order to function as a human being on the planet Earth. All right, and we know what your man Klaus Schwab, all right, said concerning this fourth industrial revolution.
The fourth industrial revolution will impact our lives completely. It will not only change how we communicate, how we produce, how we consume. It will change actually us, our own identity. And of course gives life to such policies and developments like smart traffic, smart government, smart cities. What we will see is that everything will be integrated into an ecosystem driven by big data and driven particularly by close cooperation also of governments with business, civil society. And this revolution will come at a breathtaking speed. It will be like a tsunami. And actually, it's not just a digital revolution. It's digital, of course, physical, it's nanotechnology, but it's also biological. And so...
Digital, physical, and biological. Okay? Not only will the world change, but our identities as human beings will change. How are we identified in the system of Edomite supremacy today? Well, you have a birth certificate, which leads to a social security number, all right, which you eventually grow up and you get IDs. Well, the ID is now going digital, okay? It's going digital. And as we can see, all right, biometric update, all right, PA form creates payments, digital ID, giant with UI accusations, all right, Nigeria, seeking payments and advantage, PE firm acquires FIME, UL solutions, all right. Ultimately, digital IDs are here, okay? And as this system gets more and more chaotic, these will be required for peace and safety, okay? While millions of Americans have opted to use mobile IDs that can be carried on a phone instead of physical identification in a wallet, many businesses and agencies, including law enforcement, don't yet accept them. What needs to happen, okay, is ultimately a chaotic situation, all right, that will involve some sort of attack on the grid, all right, another demic to where, the spread of some type of illness or whatever it could be. And again, this is not medical information, all right, we are just in the news, you see? So once that happens, we can very well see ourselves in a scenario, all right, where the powers that be are going to require you to enter into this digital hub. See? So they're forcing you to bow to their image through the ideologies. You can't talk about this particular people. Okay, if you're against this, you're bad. If you believe in this, you're bad. Being able to cut you off from social media, X you out, excommunicate you from society because of your opinions, views. They're setting that up, all right, and then they're going to bring that mark, okay, in their way of governing, their system of governance. You have to bow to that. In times past, you would have to bow to physical idols. Now you're bowing to a system, all right, which ultimately is fulfilled in Rome being reborn into the earth. Okay, as the Lord said, he would allow Esau, Edom to rebuild. Okay, rebuild what? What gave them their stronghold? Well, pursuant to this chapter, okay, Revelation 13:2, in the beast, this system, all right, which this goes in line with Daniel's vision in Daniel, the 7th chapter. And the beast, which I saw, was like unto a leopard. It started with the Greeks. All right, in Daniel, the 7th chapter, the leopard represents the Greeks. This was the beginning of the very system we live in, all right, which led to the Romans, right? And the feet of it as a bear, symbolizing Russia, and the mouth was as a mouth of a lion, okay, which ultimately the revival of this system will be born out of the British, okay? And the dragon gave him his power and great authority. See, what dragon? The red dragon that is spoken of in the previous chapter, okay? Revelation 12:3, and there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon, all right, having 7 heads and 10 horns and 7 crowns upon his head. Okay, the 7 heads, the Greeks, the Romans, Germania Major, Germania Minor, or the Spanish, the French, the British, all right? And out of the British came America, okay? And ultimately the 10 horns represents the 10 common markets, all right, which is ultimately today fulfilled in the EU, okay? It started out as 10 nations, vassals, all right, so subordinate to the American Babylonian power structure, all right, which makes it a beast system, okay? But as you can see here, the dragon gave him his power and authority, okay? The dragon gave him his power and authority, as it talks about in this chapter. And this red dragon and that vision in Revelation, the 12th chapter, is associated with the Roman power structure, which the Herodian dynasty, which were small hats, Amalekites, all right, fathered by Antipater the Idumean or the Edomite, all right, which ultimately was responsible, all right, for, you know, Herod, his son, was responsible for trying to, you know, off the seed of the Messiah. He was trying to kill the Messiah. He was after him to basically block that blessing, because he understood what that child represented for us, the nation of Israel. Okay, so as we can see here, that dragon, okay, gave him great authority. All right, let's look up this word authority. So this system, Rome, ancient Rome, is what gave Esau, Edom, his authority. And when the Western Roman Empire fell, that authority was reborn into the earth through a Renaissance, which has been fulfilled in Babylon the Great America, all right, the NATO and the EU, all right? So the dragon gave him that authority. Rome is what gave Esau, Edom, his power seat. Exousia, okay? Powers of choice, liberty of doing as one pleases. This is why Esau is doing as he pleases. This is why he's ruling the earth, okay? He's been given permission through prophecy by the Most High, through Satan, to establish rulership in the planet Earth. See? Authority, influence. This is why people are taking his juice. This is why people are going to take that charagma, all right? Because ultimately, this is the man right now. He has regal authority, okay? So he has jurisdiction. All right, and it was Rome that gave him that power seat. All right, but we know, verse 3, and I saw one of his heads, all right, as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and the world wondered after the beast. So the deadly wound being healed goes to the Renaissance. The rebirth of the Western Roman Empire, all right, has led to this very system we see, okay? It started at Italy, then eventually you had the Spanish, the French, the British. Now you had the 13 colonies, which were, you know, the United States. Now you have Babylon the Great. Okay? John the Revelator saw the very end of this system and what it would try to do. All right? Revelation 13 and 16. And he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a charagma in their right hand or in their forehead, that no man might buy or sell save he that had that charagma, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. You see? Now, remember, you know, camps, you know, IUIC in particular, were mocking us, saying, well, you know, you can't buy or sell with no microchip. All right? That's for tracking dogs. All right? It's an embargo. It's sin. It's Christianity. It's sleeping with white women. It's this. It's that. Solomon had the mark of the beast. All right? The mark of the beast been around. All of these various different things. And now we're living in a situation where we are literally seeing mainstream media push this technology, because this is going to be the new wave. You see? This is going to be the new wave. This is it. We're here. This is what John the Revelator saw in his vision. Okay? And as we can see, you know, many of the policies that, you know, eventually would go to be passed and will be passed, you know, they started, you know, in Australia. A lot of the austerity measures, you know, the draconian measures that were taken during the COVID situation in 2020, you know, if you look at Australia, it was a lot of the policy started there. It's less people, more easy to deal with. They don't, you know, the population doesn't have many weapons. So they would try out these policies and laws there first. You know, people were even stuck there for, you know, close to a year. Couldn't leave Australia at one point. But now we see here the National Digital ID approved by Australian Senate. All right, privacy risk or convenience. All right, of course it's going to be a privacy risk. So this biometric system, all right, which this is going to fulfill the new Tower of Babel. Remember in Genesis, the 3rd chapter, right? In Genesis, the 3rd chapter. I mean, Genesis, the 11th chapter, Salakia. Genesis, the 11th chapter, all right, at the time of Nimrod, you know, during the time of the descendants of Noah through Shem. That's where you get Eber, Peleg. All right, this was around that time where the heathen were building a physical tower, right? Genesis 11:4, and they said, "Go, let us build a city and a tower whose top may reach up to heaven, and let us make a name." See, let us make us a name, establish their name in the earth, their reputation, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the earth. All right, and when you look up this word name, this is what the Edomites and these heathen are trying to do now. They're trying to establish their name. The word is Shem, all right, which is where you get that word Sem, anti-Sem, really goes back to this. But they're trying to establish a reputation, a fame, a memorial, okay? They're trying to, when you go to the root word Shawam, to appoint themselves, ordain themselves, establish their NWO, all right? And their NWO, all right, ends with the death of the dollar, the paper money. And they put it on the back of the dollar, Annuit Conceptus, all right? Basically, the gods have granted us permission, all right? Annuit Conceptus, Novus Order Seclorum. You know, the gods have granted us permission to establish a new secular age or a new order, all right? They're trying to ordain and establish themselves. This is why this is likened unto Babylon the Great. This is the original Babel here. They were trying to build a tower, a ziggurat, all right, to go and ultimately offer up, you know, sacrifices to their gods and do away with the will of the Most High God, Yahweh, who had ultimately brought a flood. See? And the Lord came down. So they said, let us make us a name, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the earth. And Yahweh, all right, came down to see the city, which the children of men builded. And Yahweh said, behold, the people is one. See? They're trying to establish a one world government. Okay? And they all have one language, and this they begin to do. And now nothing will be restrained from them, which they have imagined to do. Go, let us go down, showing you that it was the angels under the authority of the Most High God, Yahweh, all right, who was sent to confound this tower that the heathen were trying to establish back then. Well, now they're trying to establish a digital tower and bring everyone up under this one world government, this one world order. Okay, look at the name at the top, the Gil and Belinda Bates Foundation. All right, digital IDs are an effective tool against poverty. This is going to be the new way to save everyone from poverty, so that we can be able to, you know, effectively assist everyone. A global solution is making them available to millions. All right, our global identity problem. Okay, 850 million people around the world lack acceptable form of ID. So again, this is going to be the new Tower of Babel, and they're going to use digital ID, digital money as a way to lure you in. You need ID, you need a way to buy and sell. All right, well, we have the solution to the problem. Okay? A digital ID system is critical because people need a verified national identity in order to tap into DPIs or other benefits, from digital bank accounts and Insta payments to mobile phones, accounts, personal data, yada, yada, yada. Okay? So this is going to be the way that they run the world. Okay? This is going to be it. This is the new Tower of Babel. Okay? And here we are. Okay? Australia's national digital ID system is about to be implemented. We know they start a lot of stuff in there, but of course we know it's going to, you know, go to the rest of the beast system nations. It says, and worldwide, all, and even, you know, as we showed you, the Hamites, all right, over in the land of Ham, which you have a lot of Jake over there as well, but they're even implementing it. Okay? A lot of these Hamitic governors allow Esau to go down there and scan, you know, their citizens' eyeballs and for money, and they're all around the world. They're setting this thing up. All we need is a catastrophic event to justify making it hardcore. Okay? Australia's national digital ID system is about to be implemented, which means a significant identity transformation is imminent. So again, in the fourth industrial revolution, the world would change, but not only the world would change, the people's identity and how do you identify will change. That's what he said, right? What do you think that means? Although this method raises concerns about security and privacy, it also has the potential to transform the way citizens prove themselves online. Okay? Online is becoming a critical issue within the world. All right? Too many people have the ability to get online and spread whatever they want. Well, you add the digital ID to that, boom, we have a solution. You have to identify yourself. And then this can be tied to your social credit score. Then this can be tied to, you know, a way to get, you know, people who are a threat to our environment, to the society, to the world, out of the system, jailed. Okay? Bank accounts are being hacked. What's the solution to that? Okay? Again, this will be the new peace and safety. This will be how they bring peace and safety, all right, to the world. Okay? Hopefully you see it. And we're rushing, so there's so much we can't get, but we know 1 Thessalonians 5:3, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction shall come upon them. All right. As travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. But ye, brethren, are not in darkness. See, we shouldn't be in darkness because the Lord has blessed us with leadership that cared enough not to feed themselves, but to feed you with the reality of where you are and the situation you're in. See, a lot of you Israelites thought America was supposed to be a cakewalk and cool and, you know, fun. All right, but you're going to realize very, very soon, all right, that you're in Revelation 13 verse Revelation 14. And the goal is to stand stiffly and not bow the knee. All right, and a part of bowing the knee, all right, is to take that charagma, the juice and everything else. Now, there will be a point where we're using digital money, right? You're not going off for that, but there's going to be a point where you're going to have to separate, all right, and you're going to be faced with ultimatums. So hopefully you're edified. On to the next. Shalom.